Tom Damon Meld Show with X-Treme Bait Tanks. Today I'm with John Godwin. John, thanks again for the time on the water.
Oh yeah, it was rough. That old hot summertime.
Yeah. Well, if it wasn't for a challenge, if it was easy, everybody'd be catching it, right?
That's right.
But we did catch some crappie. You'll see it here in the video. But we'll talk a little bit about how we met. We met a couple years at ICAST, I believe, through Brad Whitehead, wasn't it? B&M?
Brad Whitehead, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we got to talk, and at that time we'd set you up with a 20-gallon tank.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things that, not really having that's your first bait tank, one of the things that you experienced was the size of it.
It was too big for what I used it for. Yeah.
And as far as size goes, the height of it. So one of the things that we're able to do, we're cut them down. But instead, we were talking about having something more at the house.
Yeah.
So since that time, we've been building bait tanks for bait and tackle shops, piers, docks, people who want to keep long-term, we call it long-term bait storage. And we converted the pumps from 12 volt to 110s. So that's what we were able to get you set up here today with your, what we call a short 32. So that's 32 gallons for the bait. And then the newest thing, again, with the chiller. So, I mean, you've got all the bells and whistles.
Air conditioning from my Minnows, they'll be happy.
Right. So we was talking about minnows today and the benefit of guys who crappie fish potentially having a tank.
Yeah.
And what were some of the things that we were discussing, the benefits of having that tank?
Today, I went to the bait store I usually go to, and they're doing construction, they're upgrading and making a bigger store, and they were closed. So no minnows. I didn't get no minnows.
Right.
And I didn't have none here to take with me.
Right.
So the bite was tough. Them fish were following it all the way. You could see it on that forward-facing sonar. They'd follow it all the way to the trolling motor, and it gets aggravating. And I think a live bait would have helped a little bit in that situation. But it's hot, it's tough. You need some meat.
Yeah. So if we could take, and what were you calling it as far as taking the jig, and when you hook a minnow on a jig?
You're tipping your jig with minnows.
Yeah. Well, we were changing out collars and sizes and going from rubber to, what do you call it, feathers?
Yeah, hair jigs.
To hair jigs in order just to see what it is.
Jig,
yeah. But definitely, I mean, they eat bait, so it would only make sense if you could maybe get one down.
That's right. Well, you seen all the bait balls down there, and you could see them, running up in there. It's tough when you're competing against the real thing, so you need the real thing to compete with the real thing.
Especially when you're out like this, or even tournament, I guess. Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Well, so yeah, if you are looking for a potential solution to having bait, especially when you're on the road, because I know crappie guys will travel multiple states. Well, if you got a lot of guys, I mean, how many boats could you potentially be looking at?
Oh, you could be looking at 100 teams, 120 teams.
Yeah, could you imagine everybody rolling in on one or two local stores for minnows?
Yeah, everybody buying a couple of pounds at a time.
Yeah. So again, that's one of the benefits of having multiple pumps in here. You're going to hook it up for 12 volt, but if you ever, or 110, if you ever decide you want to roll out with a bait tank, you can break it down. Everything's quick connect, real easy, plug in, out, put it in your boat, put it in your truck, and take bait wherever you go. Well, looking forward to seeing what you think.
Oh, and temperature control, I'm excited about that.
It's a game changer.
That'll help keep them alive when it's this hot. I mean, it's hotter than Hades right now.
I'm telling you now, you'll be able to keep this in full sun as it is right now. Here it is about 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 90 plus degrees, 95, and you will not have an issue with that chiller managing that water. That bait will be happy.
Good.
All
happy
right.
bait catches fish.
Very good. Well, looking forward to trip back down. Don't know when that is, but when, we'll give you a call and we'll come and check up on you.
Come on down.
All right, brother.
All right,
hey, thanks again. Until then, if you have any questions about X-Treme Bait Tanks products, prices, or sizes, visit xtremebaittanks.com. Until then, we hope you have an extreme day.